Hello, Ernestine. How are you? Thank you for joining me. We're waiting for others to come in. Hello there, MMXW. How are you? God bless you. Hey, Danielle. Thank you for joining us on today. We're going to deal with alternate realities. We're going to show you why it is so difficult sometimes for narcissists to change the trauma, the strategy, and what they're doing against you because your reality is not their reality. You see what they're doing, they see what they want. And when you see what you want, you don't even see the hurt you're causing. You blame people for the hurt you're causing. You said they're bringing it on themselves. But that's not true because most narcissists do not want a reality check. They want the alternate reality where they check you. She said, I'm good, thank God. So how is your situation in your apartment? Is it better? Did anything change? And how are you dealing with it? Eminem, how are you dealing with it? Did anything change in your place? All right. Anybody who has dealt with, she said, I'm good. I don't think they'll stop, but I am relocating. Good girl. I thank God for that. And we are praying for you in this. Now, we are dealing with the narcissist in the alternate reality. The only thing about dealing with a person who have an alternate reality is their reality oftentimes is not yours. And when you try to make them see the true reality, there is a very extreme denial of what is occurring. And if the narcissist does not take what is happening, they're not going to take what they're doing to you. I went to church today and I'm fellowshipping. I'm thankful. Good job. That's what I'm talking about. So we're just going to keep discussing this until others come in. Uh, Danielle, keep us on track with our time. Hey, Haka, was just thinking about you. How are you doing and how are things going for you? We are talking about the narcissist and the alternate reality. This can be very serious. The reason it can be very serious because they can be irresponsible in their accountability. So they can do things and the alternate reality would not allow them to be accountable. And that can be a serious hurt to you. But that non-accountability don't allow them to see how they hurting you. She said a narcissist would deny the facts. It's pretty crazy making it is. She said, I'm hanging in there. Good to see everyone. Amen. It is crazy making because no matter how you talk to them, no matter how you get them to see, they don't see it. She said it's useless to try to figure out how a narc thinks because the narc thinks differently than those they abuse. Absolutely. And you are trying to transcend behavior modes by letting them know this is not okay. And when you let the narcissist know this is not okay, they don't see where you're uncomfortable. They see where you're resisting what will help you. Do the narcissist know when they're hurting you? Of course. but they think they have a right to hurt you. It's just like a child taking somebody else's toy. That child think he have a right to have your toy. She said, this is why I always feel like you are in an alternate universe dealing with them. The problem is you can't let them shift you, because they will. Because there's some supply that live in the alternate universe also, because the pain is so tremendous. They cannot handle their reality. And when they done dealt with a non-changing situation, they elope psychologically to a place that is comfortable for them. So you got a narcissist in a non-reality, and then you have a supply in a non-reality. That can be dangerous for the whole family. I was recently talking to one that stole from me, and his sister, and he refused to acknowledge what he's done. I accept. It's better to stay away from them. Absolutely. So, Eminem, do you find that you have a drawing mechanism, whether it's an interpersonal relationship or a total platonic relationship, that you're still drawn to the narcissist and they are drawn to you? Do you find that as a magnet structure? And what I mean by a magnet structure, that times out of 10, the person you drawn with is going to have some heavy traits or a disorder, a personality disorder. Do you find that to be the case? Do you find that to be the case? Come on, let's make some comments about dealing with a person who has an alternate reality. How difficult is it to deal that way? She said, it's not down to them. I'm not drawn to them, but I do see them around. Oh, okay. And what it is you probably got an alert system of recognition. You can recognize it more. So when they're around, you can pick up their frequency more because of where you've been. They can't hide from you. And when you get around a narcissist that cannot conceal, that's what I'm saying. She said, thank you for being here. She said, on the way in, be sure to like the videos, subscribe to the channel, and share the comments. Share comments are welcome. Thank you so much. She said, it's impossible to have productive interaction with them because they're shortchanged. She said, my ex would make things up, and I would bring things he said up later, and he would say he never said it or changed the story. Yeah, that's gaslighting. And you know what? They would never own up to anything that happens. They're not going to do it. They're going to make sure you know that it's your fault. They are going to make sure you know that it's your fault. They are never going to admit it unless it benefits them. Now, if it benefits them, they will lay claim to it. Because especially when they want to hurt you, and they know if I say I did it, it's going to hurt them. Then they're going to say it. They're going to say I did that. Because that is going to move you from a stable position. And they're looking for the reactionary zone. See? So, make sure when you are with a narcissist and you notice that they flow in and out of reality, get a book, get a Bible, get church, get people like MMXW. So I went to church and I fellowship and I feel good. Go to places that satisfy you, that complete you. Because this gives you an opportunity for stability where everything is not constantly off. Because when you are with a narcissist on a constant basis, you need some support system. She said, do narcissists make up stories about either women to make you complete, feel insecure, or do things for them? All the time. All the time. It don't bother them to lie. It bothers them when they don't bother you. if them telling you, because they got to make themselves look big, they got to make themselves look important, they got to make you think that everybody wants them, everybody is after them. Everybody's not after the narcissist. Everybody don't want them. But guess what? They're going to make sure your security insecurity factor grow bigger than any situation. They never want you stable. They never want you secure. And the more insecure you are, the more powerful they think they are. That's why the narcissist will tell you different stories, and they will gaslight you to no end. I mean, they will gaslight you to make sure you're believing lies, to make sure that you're not stable, to make sure you're reactionary. Because sometimes they'll say something and sit back and watch how you react. MMSW said they don't have a conscience, so everything goes with them. Yep. He's been working on a big project for 10 years and wanted me to pretend like I'm seeing progress, and I didn't play along. Wow. Haka said my narc told me 5 women wanted him at his job. Lots of love. I knew better than that. Then he said it was 3 when I brought it up. Again, he just lies to hear himself talk because of the sense of grandiosity. You got to remember, when you got a person who's grandiose, they got to build themselves up. They can never let you feel like you're building yourself. And they build themselves up beyond measure. They build themselves up beyond truth. They lie, and they live a lie. They will look you straight in the eye and know that they're lying because their reality is what they're saying. When a narcissist says something, they believe it. And they believe it should happen. That's why if you get a narcissist with a project and they're bent on that project, they get that project done. Why? Because they're focused. They're focused, driven for what they want. If that project is going to bring them plays, that project is going to expand them, they're focused on their project. They'll ignore everybody, everything, because they want that praise. And then if they get you to do it, they want that praise. So a narcissist, focus-driven mechanisms, of course. Accountability, no way. If they on the project and it go wrong, it's your fault. That the relationship didn't work, it's your fault that they left, it's your fault that anything went wrong. And then if they fall, it's your fault because if you had gave me the proper attention, I never would have fallen. Wow. That's a big one. That is a big one. And when you're messing with people who are unfaithful, the dynamic of that is crazy because it's dangerous. It's very dangerous to you. And the narcissists don't care that it endanger you because they want what they want when they want it, whether you want them to have it or not. This man was saying that people that have a 9 to 5 were beneath him while he's dead broke on his sister's couch. And I know something is seriously wrong with him. Absolutely. He don't have nothing in condemning those who are working for something because he's in an alternate reality. He don't see where he broke. He see what his sister's doing. He helped her do it just by being there. I never gave him a cent. I am so lucky. Oh my God, you are. And no matter how you convince them of change, no matter how you try to correct them, they don't see it. They see what's wrong with you, not what's wrong with them. And that's the amazing part. And I'm telling you, when you are with a narcissist, what is given is pain. You are going to go through trauma. You are going to go through pain, and they're not going to stop because they believe you deserve to be dishonored, especially if you resist them in any kind of way. They count that as disloyalty. They don't listen to reason. Your reason means nothing to them, and they don't stop. They will not honor you in their doings. They will not see your pains and feel compassion. It's not available in them. So how are they going to give that to you? And if you know it's not in them, why would you stay for 40 years and be tortured? And I know people who have been in a situation for years. And guess what? They've been tortured for years. She said there is such an alternate reality that they think they're going to be the next Steve Jobs. Yep. And doing nothing to apprehend that, doing nothing to accomplish that. And they really believe it. That's the bad part about it. They really, really believe it. Holocaust said, my knock told me I had several problems, that I needed therapy. He is the one who needs therapy. And I've had to see counselors from dealing with him. Of course. Ernestine said, that is so true. Danielle said, a major part of dealing with a narcissist is trying to maintain your grasp of reality while consistently being contradicted and gaslighted by the narc. That's why, Danielle, that right there is why it's dangerous. This is why it is so dangerous. This is why it's so dangerous. Because if you're constantly around somebody who tell you the sky's blue, and the sky's blue, a tornado came, the sky's blue, a hurricane came, the sky's blue and it's raining, the sky's blue and it's snowing, the sky's blue. If you don't watch it, you will start living in his words. Because words are frequency. And you will start living in his reality than the reality that's presented before you. And when you live in another person's reality, their world become your world. When you live in the narcissist world, you will fail. You don't have the same tempo that can function in where they live. You will not survive in where they live. The way you think, like Danielle said, is different. She said, I feel like you're losing it every day. That's what they want you to feel. And that's their goal. Their goal is to drive you out of your reality, into their reality. If you ever go to the narcissist reality, they're going to get spitting angry at you. Because when you live their reality and they mirror, now you become a reflection. Oh my God. You become a reflection. They can't handle a reflection of truth. The narcissist would give me girlfriend treatment and call and spend time with me for weeks, then tell his friend and family about me, then tell me we're not together. No one around us ever believed it. Wow. She said he stole from me, cheated, and lied about his drug and cigarette use and lied about his entire life. Then he says, I'm the narcissist for bringing up all these things that he has done. That is usually the case. Blame shifting. See? Kathy, come here. Blame shifting. Come here. Danielle, I need you all to communicate with each other. Could y'all communicate? I want y'all to MMX left off, that he would do things and blame shift her. I will be right back, guys. Hold on. Okay, y'all talking? Y'all communicating? Where you at? There you go. Danielle said, it's believable. Haka said, my last narc would try to keep me off balance by spending weeks with me, calling me, telling me he loves me and wants to be with me, then starting a fight and disappearing for 2 to 3 weeks at a time. That's the love bump. No, that's the, what do you call it? Trauma bond training. She said, I'm so grateful that it was a clean break. Me too, MMS. She said, imagine someone smoking cigarettes from the age of 15. You're dating him for 2 years and never knowing that they smoked cigarettes. Wow. How were they able to get away that long? You didn't smell it on them or nothing? She said, for the first 2 years of dating him, I never knew that he smoked cigarettes because he never smoked in the house and he never smoked in the car. And before seeing him, he would take a shower. Wow. Then yes, absolutely, a narc wants any supply totally off balance. Absolutely. Haka said, yeah, they do things that they're not doing it. They play games with silent treatment. They say things to see how you will act. They like playing with people's mind. That's the whole game. That's right, Danielle. Eminem said, I will stay away from him for less than a year, and then he will call me up. He never takes accountability for nothing he's done. I truly believe they want you to dysregulate. It is. That's his gate. When challenged, a narcissist seems to never be able to handle any contradiction to their version of events. And they gaslight. Remember, we talked about that non-reality. They're in an alternate reality. My ex before, he was full-blown drug addict, and I had no idea how bad it was until towards the end, he lied about not popping pills. He did it all and blamed me for not giving him enough attention. Wow. Yeah, see, there's that blame shifting. She said the best thing you can do is stay far away from them. Absolutely. MMX said he stole from me, cheated, lied about the drugs and cigarettes, used, and lied about his entire life. Then say, I'm the narcissist for bringing it all up, the things he had done. But see, that's that alternate reality. Wow. That is that alternate reality. And the thing is, if you've been around a person who live in the alternate reality, it's terrorizing because it could be dangerous because what their reality is not the true reality. And they will blame you for a reality of accountability because when you live in a true reality, there would be accountability. And they don't want accountability. See, let me see what you all are seeing right here. Haka said, okay. All right. He wanted me to think about what he did and basically wonder what I did wrong. And I and what I did and basically wonder what I did wrong. He was trying to train me to be a doormat. Yep. But let him do things to me and not speak up. Absolutely. But that's that trauma bond. That Danielle, I can see that he was trying to throw off my emotions, and he will hang up on me and not talk to me for a week or so, and then ask me, did you think about what you said and did? And he would tell me, oh, see, that's trauma bonding. Trauma bonding is to give them their right to do whatever they want to do. And they bond you to the trauma. And the only way that you're going to trauma bond is they're going to have to cause trauma. She says, I started healing. I understood that I had to make internal shifts to break free from the narcissist. This is Danielle of alternate reality. That's no change in them. No, because they don't want to change. How you going to change if you don't see where you need to change? They don't see where they need to change. They see where you need to change. And if you need to change, that's the reality to them. They're going to always talk terrible about you. And if you are hearing this on a constant basis and you do not interrupt that thinking, how are you going to think you can ever do anything good, anything right? You're not going to think you're going to do right. You're thinking everything you do is a screw up until you make this statement, I screw up everything. And then the narcissists know they got you, because then they can feed that mindset. But if you interrupt that mindset and say, I hear what you're saying, but that's not what I believe. I hear what you're saying, but that's not what I'm doing. I hear what you're saying, but you got to have some positive reinforcement in order to keep up that tempo. Because once you have an interruption in what you continue as a strength, then the weakness going to come back in. And they always going to be accusatory. Always. They always going to blame you. They always going to say, it is your fault. If you didn't do this, this would not be the repercussion. I would have did better if you didn't do this. I would have did better if you didn't say this. I would have did better, but you brought your friend over in our business. And they mar the friend that they cannot use, that cannot become a flying monkey. They hate those friends. But those friends that are easily persuaded, they love those friends. And they will poison the minds of those friends until those friends will become part of their elite team of accusing you. So the narcissist, their reality is not your reality. Their truth is not your truth. And if you don't know that, they're going to trauma bond you to situations and circumstances till you're going to think that, man, I'm screwing up everything. And the truth of it is you didn't screw up anything. The narcissist did. But there's no one to blame the narcissist, but the narcissist always blaming you. Until you start blaming you. Until you start believing, well, maybe. No, it's no maybe. No, it's never the truth. See? And that's right. You have to make internal shift. Mind control and story spending are the narcissist's favorite game. Yep, and that's called word salad. Word salad is when they mingle the word. It's like a salad. Everything is so mixed up. And the one thing about an argument with the narcissist, it look like you're finally getting ready to accomplish something, and they go back to the beginning. They act as if you hadn't said anything. They act as nothing has never happened. That's what the narcissist does. Because whatever they do, they got to leave you at a disadvantage, or they feel like they haven't won anything. See, they feel like they're out of control. And the only way the narcissists feel in control is you got to be out of control. Because you being hurt is the narcissist's reality. Danielle said, depending on how long you're dealing with them, will destroy your sense of self. That's the dangerous part. That is the most dangerous part of being with a narcissist, is you seek to stop existing. Your truth doesn't matter anymore. Who you are doesn't matter anymore. Your body is displaying all of this cortisol and stress release hormones. Your brain is tilted because your brain is constantly under attack with narcissism. And it began to display through forgetfulness and doubting. She said, and doubting your own memory and experience. See? And that part of you is what you need intact for strength. Because when your mind is sharp, your mind will bring back the memories. This is not what you want. This is not who you are. And the longer you're with a narcissist, you start losing a sense of self. When you lose self-preservation, when you lose self-existence, when you lose self-worth, then you're just existing. But for who? Holocaust said the narc tried to make me feel crazy. Yep. At the end, I didn't realize I was slowly breaking my self-esteem. I was glad I didn't let him make me question the things that I knew he said and did and my strength. Thank God you got out in time. She said it was crazy because there used little truths and the rest of it all fiction. Absolutely. They would tell an experience, and you know it didn't happen like that. But because of that little truth, Danielle, you start questioning, wait a minute, did that really happen like that? Do I have the story right? You have the story right. They have the story twisted. And they want you to take a hold to the twisted version. They don't want you to hold the true version because the true version always going to work in your advantage. And the twisted version is going to always work in their advantage. And what they want you is at a disadvantage. Always. Because the moment you gain strength, the moment you gain truth, what does it say about the narcissist? It changes the narrative. You lose your internal compass in the narcissist, in the narc relationship. Oh, that's really good. You know what that remind me of, Danielle? It remind me of being in a forest where everything around you seems the same. Trees everywhere, foliage everywhere. And you move from one place to another. But if you don't have a compass, you get lost because nothing has a familiar setting. It all looks the same. But with a compass, you know the direction you're going and it'll tell you the direction you're heading. But if you lose your internal compass, you get lost in the foliage and everything seems the same. See? That's good there, yeah. Excuse me. That was really good. I like that. I'm going to read that again. That was really good. She says, you lose your eternal compass in a relationship with the narcissist. Ernestine said, amen. She said, everything is a game, MMX said, and they must win. Everything. Everything. They use you, MMXW, as a chessboard. You are so right. She said, I was going through so much abuse. I was having mood swings and quitting jobs. She said, and I thank God I stayed on my last job 6 months. I wasn't able to do that because of the narc stressing me out. Can you imagine what your body went through? If they had did a brain scan, you would have been amazed at what would have came up on that brain scan. Sometimes you don't know how much stress you're under until you get out. And when you get out, you see that it was only the grace of God that you lasted. It was only the grace of God that you lasted. There was no way you could have continued the way you were going. And when you got out, some of you said, I got out just in time. Because I was on the edge. Karen is not here because she's travel mode. But she said something. She said, I was at the end and I was getting ready to turn myself in because I thought I lost my mind. And that's when she found Dr. Brian. She said, when you are emotionally exhausted, it's hard to fight the false narratives of the narcissist because they wear you down. Any soldier that's wore out is not going to be the best soldier on the battlefield because fatigue syndrome even going to cause how he see to be in disillusionment. He's not going to see right. He's sleep deprived. He's tired, and his ability to see straight, think straight has been compromised. And that's the way the narcissist is. They want you sleep deprived. They want your thoughts so scrambled until you don't know what is what. They want you not trusting your friends, not trusting your family. They'll make you think everybody's against you or is everybody for them. And you are confused, fighting this fight alone. You are confused, fighting this battle alone. She said the trauma bond will keep you loyal to a lie until you get out. Ooh. Ooh-wee. That's so true. That's why you wonder, how did they stay so long? That's it right there, the trauma bond. She said, I was having extreme fatigue, weird body pain, headaches. She said, and I was trying to figure out what the narc was doing to me so bad. She said, it was starting to affect my health. They'll kill your life or unalive you if you let them. She said, I know. I got out just in time. This is MMX. She said, I had memory loss, severe body pain, so I'm thankful I didn't give him what he wanted. Oh, my God. That's good, MMXW. And you know what you notice? Once you get out, some of these things automatically lift. Some of these things on their own get better. Your memory, the brain fog, all that starts to come back. She said, I forgot stuff sometimes. She said, and I noticed this after we stopped talking. See? And you have to get past that ruminating. Because they leave residue on you. When you leave, you got to get rid of the residue like you come out of the experience. She said, thank God the body went away. Oh, the body pain went away. That's good. Danielle said, you have developed practice to reclaim your clarity and trust your own judgment again. Yeah, you have to. You have to. You have to practice because you have practiced devaluating yourself with them, allowing what they say with them, feeling guilty over something that you didn't do, trying to stand up for yourself, feeling guilty for defending the right cause. You'll start feeling guilty. You'll start feeling you doing something wrong by telling them no. You'll start feeling that you're not doing right because you're not yielding to them. You're not bending to them. And that's not true. You're right, Danielle. She said you have to develop practice to reclaim your clarity and trust your own mind again. Yeah. And like MMXW said, once she left, she noticed some of the pain. It was leaving. Clarity started coming in. The fog started leaving. She said, unfortunately, it took a heart attack for me to understand this fully. Wow. Unfortunately, Danielle. MMXW said, I would say that I've learned from the experience not to allow people to try to make me feel guilty for things I know I didn't do. Absolutely. Absolutely, y'all. And we have, really, Danielle, we have about 8 minutes. You know what? Some of y'all need to be with me on Clubhouse. I come on Clubhouse Tuesday, 7:45 Pacific Standard Time, 10:45 for the East Coast, 9:45 for Central, Montana, all of them. Because you're only an hour. And I'm telling you, you're what, 2 hours? And East Coast is, 8 minutes. And East Coast is 3 hours. The narcissists need everything about you long distance. They don't need you to understand who you are. They don't need you to understand your truth. And people who get around you that can be of strength to you, they're going to get attacked. They're going to tell you that person is not your friend. And y'all are coming, both of y'all coming up against him. Because they don't want you with them. They don't want you to have no kind of resolve. They don't want you to have no kind of truth. They'll put them on the altar and burn them at the stake. Why? Because those people going to tell you the truth. They see him. And when people finally see him, because it took a long time for the mask to come off. And when they see him, they're going to tell you, what you doing with that? He's trying to hurt you. Because once the mask come off, it's hard for them to even mask their intent. Because they're doing things habitually. And when you start to recover, oh my God, all hell break loose. When they see you starting to get strong, then they know they got to beef up that trauma bond. So they're going to do what Haka say. They're going to love you, tell you you're a girlfriend, then talk about you like you're an enemy. They're going to tell you they can't be without you. Then they won't call you for 3 weeks. So there must be love, torture, love, torture, love. And what that does, it confused the mind. Because by the time the mind settles, oh, they really love me. Then they do something crazy and the mind says, that's not love. So they vacillate. They vacillate. And they go back and forth. Loving trauma, discarding, devaluating love. Then they love bomb you, but you will never get the original love bomb that you got. You will never get the love bomb that you got at first. Never. They come in and give you enough just to feed you away from the dynamics of change and truth. And then what they do, once they move you from that truth, they know they are winning again. She said they do not love no one, not even themselves. See, that's it. Not even themselves. And Haka said, I repent so many nights saying from him, crying from him, randomly abusing me to hook me to him. Yep. And see, the thing is, you got to realize they're not working by themselves. They have a host with them. And that's that spirit of persuasion. That's why you look and say, I don't know how he did that. Because it wasn't just him. He couldn't do that by himself. He didn't have the ability to do them by himself. He has spiritual help. When it comes to family, it was imperative that I have limited contact and regain a sense of truth. That's Danielle. Oh, the family sometimes will be the worst ones. Because there is an internal commitment to loyalty that you have to break. And you have to break that in your mind. And you have to break that in your will. You have to break that in your time. You have to break that in your function. You have to break that in your body. You have to break that in your finances. You have to break that in your release. You have to resolve it in your conscience. You have to allow your conscience the ability to protect you. Because your conscience knows when it has been violated. And it'll release this mechanism to let you know danger, 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 danger. But that trauma bond comes in with all of these excuses. If you just do this, it will work. If you just say this, it will work. If you just give them another opportunity, they will change. They're not going to change and it's not going to work. Yielding and bending to an unchangeable person does not change the circumstances. And it's going to bring you into ruin. You see what I mean? Eminem say amen. MXW say amen. Narcissists don't want to change. Narcissist does not intend to change. An alternate reality is devastating because it's not real. And it's the most comfortable place for the narcissist to be because they designed that world. And when you enter the narcissist world, you enter a nightmare. And rather than be in a nightmare, you got to be in a controlled environment. and that's in your right mind. What's controlled to you is to have the right perspective to be in your right mind. Because you can never be in a narcissist world and have a right mind. Those two don't go together. So it doesn't matter how long you stay. It doesn't matter how hard you try. It doesn't matter how much you love. Those two will never go together. She said they feel powerfully being, they feel powerful being evil. It's their MO. It's their template. And they want everything to be at their template. All right, guys, guess what? That time went by so fast, man. We have come to the conclusion of another program. I want you to write me. Write me and let me know how these are blessing you. And I want you to get ready for the snippets. Here they come. I want you to like and share these little snippets. And I want you to subscribe. Some of you don't get the alerts anymore. Resubscribe. Unsubscribe, then resubscribe. So you can get the alerts when I come on again. So unsubscribe and resubscribe. And join me next Wednesday. Now, next Wednesday, let me see what day is next Wednesday. I'm going to be in travel mode. So, let me see, y'all. Okay. Thursday is the last day. So, let me see here. Because when we are in travel mode, I will not be on that Wednesday. I will come on Monday night at Bible study, but I will not be on that Wednesday because I will be traveling on the way to Dallas for our conference. Here we go. So tomorrow's Thursday and the 6th will be on Wednesday. So next Wednesday, I will not be on. Next Wednesday, I will not be coming on next Wednesday. So the next time I see you will be a week after that Wednesday. She said, she's thanking everybody for their support. This is Danielle. Be encouraged and don't let the narcissist break you down. Good girl. And I agree with that statement. MMX said, God bless everyone. Danielle, like, share, and subscribe. I love you all. And remember, I'll see you 2 weeks from tonight. I love you to life. God bless you. Thank you, everybody. Make sure you unsubscribe if you're not getting the alerts and subscribe. Make sure you download the apps for Clubhouse and come on. I love you to life. Bye-bye, everybody.